Welcome to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show, where you get advice you can trust from the Capital Region's leading experts in real estate and all related fields. From the latest real estate trends to the best mortgage rates, from curb appeal to home warranty, this is the talk show that will help you save and make the most when it comes to buying or selling your most valuable asset. Now, here's your host, broker and founder of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, the property shop, John Bevilacqua.
Good morning. Good morning. Always a rush to get in here, Johnny. It's like you get me and Ben are like track stars running in here.
Yeah, we call it the transfer of talent.
Transfer of talent. That's right. We got some big mortgage talent on the show this morning. That's right. Benny Forcucci.
Good morning.
Freedom One mortgage funding. So we got some sunshine on the forecast.
It's about time.
What's that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Ben met me at the door with some sunscreen and he's sunglasses. He's like, "You ready for this?" I'm like, "Let's do it, baby. Let's do it." So we got a good show today. Lot to talk about. We last time Ben was on, we were forecasting some mortgage rate drops, and we
didn't get the first one.
We didn't get the first one.
All right, listen, I told you it's not going to be every one. That's okay.
All right, there's some tepid interest to do a reduction in March, but we'll see. There's a lot of stuff to talk about on the first half of the show. Second half of the show, we are going to get into reverse mortgages. Now, these are products that Ben definitely has. They're interesting. They serve a purpose, especially right now with home prices, still on the rise. I mean, home prices are still high. Reverse mortgages can be a good product for the senior folks to make some moves with trapped equity in their home. So, but before we get into it, the reason why Ben and I are here is the mission of the show is to help the listeners of the Capital Region. Hey, the listeners pretty much anywhere you can stream this thing. I mean, if you're in Timbuktu, you can hear the show. But the whole idea is for you guys to get something from the show. Think of us as educators versus, professionals in a sense of real estate. But the idea of the show is to give you guys the most up-to-date information, tricks, trends, topics, reverse mortgage information, basically anything that you guys can use as an advantage to buy or sell a home. It's what we've been doing for 20 plus years. A long time. Yep. You can't see the gray hairs over the air, but it's here.
They are there.
It's here. Yeah. So it's also a call-in show, guys. So give us a ring, 518-476-5900. Johnny G's working the switchboard. We're going to take a quick sponsor break and come back and get right into mortgage rates.
To schedule an appointment with John Bevilacqua to help you buy or sell your home, call 518-957-SOLD or go to johnnyhasthebuyers.com. John will be right back with more of the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show here on Magic 100.5 and AM 590.
It's John Tesh. If you're thinking of selling your home, let me take the stress out of deciding which agent to hire. In the Capital Region, the agent I recommend is John Bevilacqua, founder of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty at the Property Shop. So for 2 decades, John has helped more than 2,500 families buy and sell the place they call home. That's a solid track record, one that's backed up by dozens of 5-star reviews. Hello. In fact, John is so confident in his marketing system to attract the right buyer for your home that he guarantees to sell it at a price and deadline you agreed to, or he's going to buy it himself for cash. And he provides that guarantee in writing. The agent I trust is John Bevilacqua, and he's the agent you should trust too. His name is his promise. Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. So write this number down. It's 518-957-SOLD. That's easy. 518-957-7653. Or go to JohnnyHasTheBuyers.com. I love that one. JohnnyHasTheBuyers.com, and you'll get your home sold guaranteed.
Finding the right mortgage can be stressful. What's really the best rate? Which term makes sense? Hi, I'm Ben Forcucci at Freedom One Funding in Latham. We work with 10 different lenders who provide 100 different mortgage products. I'll listen to what your needs are, and then I'll do the work to find the right option for your particular situation. We have special expertise in helping first-time home buyers. So eliminate the stress and call me today at 542-LOAN. I'm Ben Forcucci from Freedom One Funding, and I'll do the shopping for you. Call 542-LOAN.
Buying or selling the place you call home can be stressful. When you have questions, you don't want to wait for answers. Well, for 20 years, Kim Salerno and her team at Salerno Law have built a solid reputation with buyers, sellers, and real estate agents as fast, respectful communicators. They know Salerno Law will protect their rights and respond quickly when a question arises. Trust Salerno Law. Call 518-309-3404 and check out their 5-star reviews at SalernoLawNY.com.
If you're buying or selling your home and would like to schedule an appointment with John, call 518-957-SOLD or go to JohnnyHasTheBuyers.com. Now back to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show and your host, John Bevilacqua.
All right, guys, we are back. John Bevilacqua here. Host of the Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty Show,
Kind of an
Bevilacqua.
inside joke,
That
isn't
one's
it?
for
It's
Joe. That
Bevilacqua.
one's for Joe Malone out there, Johnny Bevilacqua.
Morning, Joe.
Morning, Joe. So guys, we got Ben Forcucci here, Freedom One Funding, and we're talking first half of the show talking interest rates. Ben, it's been quite a it's interesting because last year at this time rates were still pretty favorable, right? It was only from April, May when they started the 10 rate hikes.
Yeah, it's been a solid year now, pretty much where they started.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we last show we talked about rates hopefully coming down. They didn't come down. Like what's things looking like? What's the environment?
Well, because they're not going to come down every time with the Feds like in January.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we got 8 or 9 meetings. Sometimes they'll add one, and they're not going to hit it every single time. I think they're all about timing. Mm-hmm. They wanted to do the most for the economy it can when they do lower them a little bit. So I'm thinking everybody's thinking March is going to be the drop. Mm-hmm. But just to talk of it, mm-hmm. the banks have all reacted. We were teetering on 8% for probably, like you said, a good 3 or 4 months at that high. But now 5.99, 6 1/4. Yeah. That's where we're at. So that's pretty big drop without the Feds touching it. So it's coming.
Yeah, it's coming.
Yep.
I mean, having a 5 in front of a mortgage rate, it's almost like
you're within a couple percent of where you probably were or are currently.
It's like a cup of coffee being $1.99 versus $2.09, right?
Yeah,
or gas, right? Same type of pricing scenario.
Yep.
So have you guys felt any kind of like uptick in business with things starting to come down? Like
the activity.
The activity level.
Yep. I see more and more people coming out of the woodwork you got to remember there's a lot of people out there that are already they're locked and loaded, ready to go shopping for a house.
Oh, I know.
But they couldn't find a house, first of all. Okay?
Yeah.
There's not enough market out there, not enough inventory out in the market. And then rates hit them, like you said, about a year ago. So they're a little frustrated. They're waiting for rates to drop, and they're waiting for these houses to come out. So everybody's talking about a crazy spring and summer coming up if you're looking for a house. So be ready.
Be ready. Speaking of which, we got a congratulations in order. We just closed yesterday on a loan. Radio caller, Charmine, which she's now from East Greenbush. Charmine.
Nice.
Sweetheart.
Nice.
What a sweetheart, right? But
very nervous at the end. She's she's like, what should I be expecting at the closing?
Well, it's a big step.
It is a big step.
Yeah.
It's a big step,
So I'm like, you should be expecting to get your house keys tomorrow.
That's right. It's a big unknown. I love what Charmine did, though. She didn't tell her kids. So she's got 2 kids. They've been living in an apartment for years now. And closed on the house, drove the kids by the house and said, what do you think of that house? And the kids are like, oh, my God, it's awesome. And they're like, well, guess what? It's ours now.
Yeah.
So
that's cool.
It's pretty cool, right?
It never gets old.
It never gets old.
That's a great story.
But
she brought her office chocolate. So what else can you say?
Makes it all
she did.
worthwhile.
Yeah,
Yes.
very nice.
That's
Very
great.
nice. That's good. Yeah. So she's a kind of a story for this year. I mean, it took us months and this is not that we didn't find her other homes. We showed her a lot of homes. I mean, 3 of them we got outbid by thousands of dollars.
Yep.
Until we landed one like right before Christmas. I mean, I remember taking her to the house and the Christmas tree, they just put it up in there. And we grabbed it right before the open house. And she actually lucked out because I think when we first started looking with her, that's when the rates really were kind of peaked.
Yep.
And
while her loan was in process, that's a little bit of a benefit if you're working with me because I have other lenders that if rates drop.
Wait a second. Wait, we got to brag for you a little bit.
Okay,
because
take your time. Go ahead.
Because Charmine originally got pre-qualified with Ben. Mm-hmm. This was back in March of last year. Figure 9 months ago.
Oh wow.
So I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was a rate thing or something changed, and I think she got referred. I think she
It
got
was an
something-
adjustable rate.
She got propositioned by, I won't say the name of the bank, a traditional bank lender, and promised her this rate, got her, in bed with them, so to speak. The rate changed, and then the bank literally failed to follow up with her as soon as we went under contract, like asking her for all this paperwork. She had to keep resending it, asking for stuff she had already sent. And it just became to the point where we were a month in with this bank, and they still hadn't even issued
Or the appraisal
yet.
Nothing.
So Dave McKenzie and I are like, dude, this has got to stop. I'm like, have her call Ben again, and she needs to talk to him. So this was 3 weeks. This is right after Christmas.
We got
right after Christmas. So Charmine texts me the other day, and she's like, because I referred a contractor over to her, and this was Wednesday, and she's like, oh, by the way, we're closing tomorrow. I'm like, really? I'm like, that
13 days.
13 days.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad.
She broke up with her other bank, called Ben, 13 days, we're closed.
There you go.
Dude, no one does that.
there you
Nobody
go.
does that.
I
So
appreciate
Nice going, Ben.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
that's a big testimony.
You know what really helped in that situation? It happens a lot these days with the home values that keep trending upwards, which is the perfect example. When we ran her good down payment in there and we ran what house she was purchasing, the bank already has a formula to say, this house is probably worth at least that or more. So she got an appraisal waiver, all right, which saves her $500 to $600 these days, which automatically takes 10 days off the process.
Yeah.
So we were already getting the approval within a couple of days. The appraisal is over with that. We don't have to do that. She had her paperwork ready, and she's motivated.
Yeah.
Most customers are motivated. They gave me their paperwork right away. So, it was good. She was a sweetheart. Happy to see it happen.
Did she end up with an adjustable rate?
No,
product?
we ended up getting her, first of all, getting her a lower fixed rate than she had. Adjustables are not like 3 or 4%.
No,
they're like a half point lower.
They're
not worth it.
They're not worth it. Exactly.
No.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to
Yeah,
get
they're
at.
kind of scary anyway.
Yeah.
You don't
And then
know
in the
what's
process, a week before she was closing, the bank that I put her through had a special. They were giving another 0.25% off the rate. And basically, if you do business with them, sometimes they'll help you out and do favors. I'm like, hey, I got a sweetheart of a lady. She's got a couple of kids. I locked her. I don't want to take the loan and go to a different bank because she's been waiting too long forever. And we dropped the rate another quarter.
And that's what you do, Ben. You found that lender for her. You found that bank, and that's what you do. And
He's
that's
Benny the
what
mortgage
saved
shop.
this lady.
That's what he does.
Yep.
He does
Right.
the shopping
And,
for
and
you.
to be honest,
That's
she's a customer that I can go to every bank and they'll fight for her business. Good high credit scores, big down payment.
Big down
right?
payment. Yeah,
Yep.
she was
easy.
The kind of customer you want.
Yep.
Yeah,
Thank
so just if anybody's the listeners out there, really, if you're looking for this type of service, I mean, look, between the VIP homeowner service and Ben's Mortgage, like this was, a great opportunity for us to really kind of shine on both ends here.
Yeah.
Give us a call, 957-SOLD, 957-7653. Set up an appointment right now. After the break, I'm going to go over our VIP homeowner service and let people know how that works so you can understand the home buying process, coupled with Ben, coupled with Kim and our home inspector. Like, our team is phenomenal.
Kim was fantastic yesterday.
Yep.
She got along so good with Charmine and this, she's a joy to have around.
Yeah, so we'll get into that a little bit more after the break. After break, we are going to touch on the reverse mortgage product that Ben has, how that process works, just some ins and outs, do's and don'ts with that product. Because reverse mortgages sometimes get a bad reputation, and they're actually a good vehicle for folks.
There's a lot to know about them.
Yeah,
but,
a lot to know.
Yep.
So get your questions ready, 518-476-5900. Give us a call during the break, and we'll put you on the air right here on the Your Home Sold Guaranteed Radio Real Estate Talk Show.
To schedule an appointment with John Bevilacqua to help you buy or sell your home, call 518-957-SOLD or go to johnnyhasthebuyers.com. John will be right back with more of the Your Home Sold Guaranteed Radio Show here on Magic 100.5 and AM 590.
Finding the right mortgage can be stressful. What's really the best rate? Which term makes sense? Hi, I'm Ben Forcucci at Freedom One Funding in Latham. We work with 10 different lenders who provide 100 different mortgage products. I'll listen to what your needs are, and then I'll do the work to find the right option for your particular situation. We have special expertise in helping first-time home buyers. So eliminate the stress and call me today at 542-LOAN. I'm Ben Forcucci from Freedom One Funding, and I'll do the shopping for you. Call 542-LOAN.
Hi, I'm Matthew Stonecipher, owner of Ace Home Inspections. Whether you're buying or selling a home, let your agent know that you want to work with Ace Home Inspections because you insist on the best home inspection services in the capital region. You can also expect a home warranty, pest inspection, and mold assessment included at no additional cost. You deserve better than just a guy in a truck with a notepad. At Ace Home Inspections, we are fully staffed and here for you when you call 518-727-7091 or visit us online at acehomeny.com.
If you're buying or selling your home and would like to schedule an appointment with John, call 518-957-SOLD or go to johnnyhasthebuyers.com. Now back to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show and your host, John Bevilacqua.
How do you pronounce it again?
John Bevilacqua.
Bevilacqua, okay.
That's right, Johnny Bevilacqua.
We got it, Ben?
Got it, Ben?
I'll try.
I'm sorry, Joe.
Coming from Forcucci, it's easy.
Joe, and you know what? Joe did a bang-up job last week, too. He really did.
Come on, he was on his own. Give him a break.
Yeah,
he's great. Yeah, he's great. And I'm sorry about that.
I'm surprised he hasn't called. I'm surprised he hasn't called in.
He could have helped him, corrected him.
I'm surprised he hasn't called in to defend himself.
He should.
Anyway, so, yeah, we're back here, guys. Wanted to just I do want to just talk quick about the VIP Home Hunter service. So really, like we've said this time and time again on the show, you can't buy a house through Zillow. You can't buy a house through Realtor.com. Like they serve a purpose, and I mean, look, I'm not gonna BS and say that I'm not on Zillow, a few times a week, because I am. Like it's a source. These websites are great for helping people search for homes online, but they are just the tip of the iceberg. Yeah, like working with an agent. All the important
stuff is not there. What you need to know,
it's not there. The good deals, the cherry stuff, like the home that we got Charmaine that hadn't even made it to Zillow yet. That we beat the open house, we beat the crowds, and we got her a deal where it wasn't $50,000 over list price.
Yeah, perfect.
That's how the Home Hunter service works. It's, sitting down with us, taking your home buying criteria, and really digging into what it is that makes your dream home, what it is that you're looking for in the home, and then making sure that you have the right mortgage lending in place, and getting you linked up with the team. I mean, that's how the service works. Bank foreclosures, company-owned properties, short sales, pretty much any good deal that's out there, it's not going to end up on Zillow, right? It's going to end up on my desk or a good agent's desk or even Ben's desk. I mean, Ben sees a lot of deals too from the mortgage sides that never make it to the market. So, those are good deals. So if you guys are interested in getting signed up on the VIP homeowner service, 957-SOLD, 957-7653. The lovely Brittany Ferris is waiting for your phone call. And if you want to call into the show, and talk to us more about real estate or anything in general, that number is 518-476-5900. All right, so public service announcement is over. Let's get into the reverse mortgage topic, Ben, because the show flies by. But so what is a reverse mortgage? Okay. Like
I've been doing them for a long time. It's just that in Florida they're an everyday program that people use in Florida.
Right.
Okay, just the demographic.
Sure.
All right. And I didn't put a lot of thought into them, and I haven't done a lot of them for a while.
Are you stereotyping Florida right now?
Kind of, a little bit.
Okay.
Right.
In a good way.
Just because I want to be there. So this happened with my mother-in-law a couple, 5-6 years ago. This is the typical situation that happens that's why we have to, as kids, we have to try to, we're all busy, right? We're all working, we're hustling, we're thinking about our retirements, but what about our parents? Mm-hmm. What stage are they at? They're not going to come to their kids, I'm nervous, my retirement's not enough, I don't get enough money. They don't want to lay that on their kids as a burden, okay? So, it was time like you need to have a conversation with your mom and your siblings about her situation. Long story short, what's more expensive than food right now and gas and everything going on for a fixed income person, all right, senior citizen, okay? So, long story short, she had a really small pension, Social Security coming in. She still lived in the house they all grew up with. It wasn't enough.
Okay.
She's not making ends meet.
Yeah.
Okay. She's using credit cards now for food.
Yikes.
So what happens is when you have a lot
Scary.
of equity, her house was paid off. Okay. Perfect. We still got property taxes, still got upkeep, you got oil.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
So, we sat down. I'm like, here's how this really works. Not only I don't have my California license where she's from. Okay. I only have New York.
Right.
So I can only guide them. We found them a nice bank. But what they do is they basically will take your equity and give you a payment per month. So I don't remember what it was. It might have been $1,800 per month. It really what she needed to have the quality of life for the next 5 to 10 years. Okay. And that's what we did. And what it does is basically it's a loan. Mm-hmm. It's a loan on basically how much she uses over time. Might be 5 years, might be 10, 12 years. It gives her a monthly payment. Otherwise, you're the kids. You're probably going to come out of pocket with it to help her out. Or it's, hey, Mom, you got to sell your house. It is what it is. Okay?
Yeah.
Well, that's not easily done.
Right.
Okay. So
emotions behind that.
Made her
where are you going to put her?
Right.
Yeah,
right. And it takes independence away.
Mm-hmm.
So she was comfortable. The bills were not on her mind for 6 or 7 more years. Everything worked out good. And then you basically, when you go to sell the house, you just have to pay off that note first. However much they gave her for quality of living plus the interest, you have to pay that off. When you sell the house, nobody's taking the house. Nobody's stealing all the equity like I hear all the time.
Yeah.
Well, hey, our house is worth $400,000. She only owes $60,000. We don't want to lose the other. You're not. You're only paying back what they gave her that you didn't have to come up with. All right.
So it's almost like an equity line of credit in a lot of ways, right?
Pretty much. Yep, that just pays you.
But right. So hence the reverse is the bank is paying you versus you paying them.
Yeah.
And they're still getting their interest rate, right? The bank makes money off the rate, correct?
It's a lower rate.
Okay.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
So
that's a safe bet for the banks, I would think, right? They're like, all right, the equity's there.
Because they're only going to lend so much equity on the home.
Yep.
Okay, you got to be a minimum 62 years old too. Okay. But that was the ideal situation for her. But a lot of people have a big mortgage. They might only have 5 years left on that mortgage, but they might have a good whopping mortgage payment that they're getting hit with still for 60 more months.
Okay.
So if they're paying $1,500 a month, then we completely do a 180 and flip it. Now they're getting $1,500. Now it's a $3,000 difference. Okay. They're not paying $1,500. They're getting $1,500. Mm-hmm. So it's a big difference. It seems like senior citizens, when they need to, they can budget down to the penny for the week.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
But sometimes, you go to the market now, it'll tell you can't walk out with one bag of groceries for less than $100 these days.
It's insane.
It's a crucial program that, I think maybe we as kids can look into more, and I'll be more than happy to help field the phone calls on them to see if their parents qualify for it, because there's a lot of people dealing with the crunch out there.
How about in a scenario where, let's say the homeowner isn't really struggling with the monthlies, and maybe SSI's covering some bills and a pension's covering bills? Mm-hmm. Does it still make sense to tap that equity?
Yeah.
You're not going to take it to the grave with you.
Correct.
Right?
Right. Yep. And that's you just hit it.
Yeah.
All right. A lot of parents, I don't want to, I'm not giving up all the equity in my home that I'm leaving for my kids and my grandkids.
Yeah.
You're not, and you're, that's why I think the kids have to be proactive and have the conversation like, no, this is what we need to do. This is what you should do.
Yeah.
And when you do a reverse mortgage, because remember, when you're 62 or up to, I forget what the age is, but it's still a taxable an occurrence that happens when you take out 401k and everything. But when you do a reverse, it's your equity. It's tax free.
It's tax free.
Tax free.
Right.
Yeah, I just met with a financial planner last week that he's like, I'm starting to put it in, my portfolio of what I think the top 3 should be, and that's like in the top 3 now
is home equity.
Yeah.
Yeah. It makes total sense.
Yeah, it really does.
Because even if, let's say the house is worth $300,000, there's no debt on it, right? They pull out $150,000. You still got $150,000 left for the kids, so to speak. You just pulled $150,000 out that are probably going to go to the kids anyway, because you probably aren't going to outlive that money, depending on your age, right? So now it's like, now you can do more with that, right? Mm-hmm. You can take the kids on trips, like buy them bigger Christmas gifts, whatever, however you want to take care of grandkids and children, you can use still that money, and you didn't pay a nickel in taxes.
Correct.
Now, when you go to sell, the other $150,000 is going to be taxable, but you kind of hedged that, one tax event. So, is there any insurance? Like, what happens if the homeowner dies, right? Or somebody passes away, or they actually outlive the mortgage? What happens then?
If they outlive, there's a time frame on it, and depending on how old they are, is how many years they'll pay out for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a calculation. It's a little involved, but it's just based on age.
And is there insurance, like mortgage insurance premium?
No.
No. Oh,
no.
Okay.
Not at all.
Okay. Well, we just covered that, and we're already ready for another sponsor break. So when we come back, I got one more question for Ben on reverse mortgages. If you guys got a quick question, give us a call, 476-900. We'll be right back after these words.
To schedule an appointment with John Bevilacqua to help you buy or sell your home, call 518-957-SOLD or go to johnnyhasthebuyers.com. John will be right back with more of the Your Home Sold Guarantee radio show here on Magic 100.5 and AM 590.
Finding the right mortgage can be stressful. What's really the best rate? Which term makes sense? Hi, I'm Ben Forcucci at Freedom One Funding in Latham. We work with 10 different lenders who provide 100 different mortgage products. I'll listen to what your needs are, and then I'll do the work to find the right option for your particular situation. We have special expertise in helping first-time home buyers. So eliminate the stress and call me today at 542-LOAN. I'm Ben Forcucci from Freedom One Funding, and I'll do the shopping for you. Call 542-LOAN.
Buying or selling the place you call home can be stressful. When you have questions, you don't want to wait for answers. Well, for 20 years, Kim Salerno and her team at Salerno Law have built a solid reputation with buyers, sellers, and real estate agents as fast, respectful communicators. They know Salerno Law will protect their rights and respond quickly when a question arises. Trust Salerno Law. Call 518-309-3404 and check out their 5-star reviews at SalernoLawNY.com.
Hi, I'm Matthew Stonecipher, owner of Ace Home Inspections. Whether you're buying or selling a home, let your agent know that you want to work with Ace Home Inspections because you insist on the best home inspection services in the capital region. You can also expect a home warranty, pest inspection, and mold assessment included at no additional cost. You deserve better than just a guy in a truck with a notepad. At Ace Home Inspections, we are fully staffed and here for you when you call 518-727-7091 or visit us online at acehomeny.com.
If you're buying or selling your home and would like to schedule an appointment with John, call 518-957-SOLD or go to johnnyhasthebuyers.com. Now back to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show and your host, John Bevilacqua.
Okay, guys, we are back. We got a couple minutes left.
Got about
here.
a minute.
We got about a minute. Sitting here with Ben Forcucci, Freedom One Mortgage, Freedom One Funding. I always say that. I'm so sorry, Ben. Like my mortgage is with Freedom One Mortgage, which is actually.
Listen.
Yeah, I know.
Mr. Bevilacqua.
This is my payback for the Joe Malone ribbing. So, hey, quick question though. Yep. Before we end the show, when's a good time for somebody to do a reverse mortgage?
Well, they got to be 62.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
So, start looking into it at that age.
Okay.
You can. It's like Social Security.
Yep.
You don't have to take it at 62, but maybe when you're 68 or 70, something's changed.
Yeah.
Maybe you need to help out the kids. It's always back to the kids, right?
Yeah.
But maybe you need to help the kids with college or something like that.
Okay.
So there's all different type of things you can do with it. It's not just making a payment for you monthly.
Okay.
Yep.
Good.
Yep.
Well, give Ben a call. Give us a call. We'll tell you when the right time is to do your reverse mortgage. So with that being said, if you guys are either looking to trade up, trade down on a house, looking for the right investment, you need to reach out to us. Give us a call, 957-SOLD. That's 957-7653. Ask about our VIP homeowner service, about our investor newsletter, strategies. Johnny, what does that mean? He's making hand signals over here.
Stretch.
We're stretching.
Stretch. That's what it means.
And also, don't forget, guys, your
30
referrals
seconds.
help the community. We're on a mission to raise $50,000 to Make-A-Wish Northeast New York, Capital Region's Veterans Legacy Project, and the Animal Protective Foundation. We actually donate a portion of all of our commissions to these fine charitable donations, so your referrals do actually help the community.
Awesome.
Again, we want to thank Ben Forcucci from Freedom One Funding in Latham. Ben, how do they get a hold of you?
542-5626, 542-LOAN.
It's right on his license plate. It literally is on his license plate, 542-LOAN. Well, Ben, we want to thank you again. Another successful
Great
show.
to be here.
Next
Look
week,
for the sun, people.
Look
out.
for the sun. We got a new guest coming on next week. Mike DeMasi from the Albany Business Journal. He writes a he does. He writes a great column on real estate in the capital region. So we're going to be picking his brain, talking real estate. And thanks again, guys, for tuning in, and see you next week.
The Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show is presented by Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, the property shop. Join broker and founder John Bevilacqua every Saturday morning at 8:30 to hear about the latest real estate trends here in the capital region, where to find the best mortgage rates, home insurance, home warranties, and more. To speak to John about buying or selling your home, call now to schedule an appointment. 518-957-SOLD. That's 518-957-7653. Or go to JohnnyHasTheBuyers.com. That's JohnnyHasTheBuyers.com.